Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. If you're new to this channel, please like, subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you're a return subscriber, thank you, welcome back. It's nice to have you back. So guys, if you want to see how I was able to make this beautiful lilac dress, it's a panel dress, please stay tuned, watch this video till the end because you have a lot to learn from this video. Thank you guys. To all my subscribers, I want to say a special thank you to you guys. Let's not waste any more time, let us proceed with this work. So guys, here I have my cord lace and I have my doll face lining. Some people call it bridal satin, but it's a doll face lining. It's lilac in color and it's about, let's say, 4 yards. I also have my lace. It's a cord lace. It's about 4 yards thereabout. It's a beautiful lace, kind of, very, unique in its own pattern and all. So guys, here I'll be making use of some tools today. I'll be making use of my scissors, my paper tape, my rulers, and also I'll be making use of my eraser and my pencil. So guys, let's proceed with this work. Here guys is my dartless pattern block. A lot of the time people ask me what pattern technique do I use. I use Helen Armstrong because of the accuracy. With Helen Armstrong, I get most of the time about 95% perfect fitting thereabout, or even most of the time I don't get to adjust any of my clients dresses at all. That is how accurate it is. So here I just traced my pattern, I placed another pattern and I traced it on it, and I'll be using the trace paper to design this work. I hope you guys can see this. I use my tracing wheel here. So guys, that's that. Basically what I did here was to use a plain paper and I placed it underneath my original pattern and I used my tracing wheel to trace it. Then I'll keep my original pattern for future purposes. Now guys, I'll be taking off my staple pins and I'll proceed with modifying this pattern. And here I already slashed my paper into two, separating the center front from the center back. So in order for me to achieve the length of the dress I'm making, because the length of my client is about 23 inches from her waist to knee, so I'll be adding extra paper at the bottom area in order to achieve that length. So I'll secure this extra paper with my paper tape and I'll proceed with this. So guys, what you do basically from the hip line, you just extend a line straight down. There's really no measurement for the line. I will be going a bit more than 23 inches, probably about 27 inches. It's just a straight line from the hip line coming down. I'll be drawing this line straight down. I'll go ahead now and label my waistline. And then from my waistline I'll measure the length from waist to knee. So here my client's length is from her waist to knee, it's about 23 inches, and also the above knee is about 19 inches. And then I will also measure the lining where I want my lining to stop. So guys, I will just proceed with the measurement. So from the waistline, like I said earlier, I'll be coming down by 23 inches, and my above knee will be 19 inches. That is, I'll be minusing 4 inches from my 23 inches to get my above knee, and also I will be removing about 1.5 inches from my knee length to get the length of my lining. I don't want my lining poking out at the bottom, so I have to make my lining way shorter than the lace itself. So guys, that's what I'll be doing here. And now, after marking my points, I'll be connecting them on a straight line. So guys, if you're at home practicing this alongside with me, make sure you connect your marked points area on a straight line, and also label it so that way you will know which line is for which purpose. And here I'll also add 2 inches to my original knee length in order for it to go slightly below the knee. And I'll also connect this on a straight line. I'll label this as added length, 2 inches added length. And also from my knee length, I'll be going up by 4 inches in order to get my above knee length, guys. I'll also be connecting my above knee on a straight line using my ruler. And also label it above knee line. So guys, from my hip line down, I'll be coming down by 2 inches and I'll mark that area. And back here, I'm just trying to confirm all my measurements, the lines I drew earlier, and also I'll be making a facing, my interface. The length of my interface will definitely be different from the length of my lining, so I'll be removing from my above knee length. I'll be marking 1.5 inch upwards to get my lining, and that's that, guys. So the length of my lining will be shorter to the length of that of my interface, guys. So I'll connect that line on a straight line and we'll proceed. Here I'm just going to label it as my lining, the hem of my lining, Here I will just label 2 inches downward from the hip line, and also on my above knee line I'll be going in by 1.5 inch, and on the knee length I'll also be going in by 1.5 inch, guys. Like I said, on the hem also I'll be going in on going in 1.5 inch. Like I said guys earlier, we're going to modify this pattern. So here I'll be connecting my 2 inches down to the 1.5 inches marked area on my above knee and on my knee length, going straight down to the hem area. Now with this pin done, let's proceed towards my armhole area and also that of the shoulder line. So around my armhole side, I'll be coming down by 1/2 inch and I'll mark that area and then connect it. I'll connect this in a curvy manner. That's for the armhole area to just have some nice ease around that area, so you don't struggle with lifting your hands up and you don't struggle with the fittings. Then around the shoulder area, I'll be taking into 8 in order for the shoulder area to rest properly on the shoulder. So I'll be taking into 8 and I'll connect this nicely downward to meet. So now for my shoulder line, I want to make sure what is on my center front is matching what is on my center back, so that the both will have the same length. And think this is about 3 inches, and I will mark the same length about 3 inches and I will take off the excess. From that 3 inches, I'll be descending with the length I want for the center back, how deep I want it or how upwards. So I'm marking 1.5 inch here. You guys, if you're practicing at home, you can make yours deeper than mine. You can take it a bit down, maybe by 2 inches or 3 inches, but here I'll be connecting this on 1.5 inch. From the neck down, I came down by 1.5 inch, so I'll connect this in a curved manner. Then I'll proceed with adding my allowance. I'll be adding 1/2 inch sewing allowance around my neck area. I'll also do 1/2 inch sewing allowance around my shoulder area, and I'll also be doing 1/2 inch allowance around my armhole area, guys. Then I'll connect my shoulder area on a straight line, and I'll also curve out the curved area, just to make it look the same. So I'll curve out my neck, my center back neck area. I'll also do that. I'll state here that 1.5 inch sewing allowance for my zip allowance. I'll also be marking 1.5 inch outward on my side seam area as my sewing allowance. So from here I already have my 1.5 inch, and I'll proceed marking 1.5 inch all the way upwards towards the armhole area, and I'll also connect this. Now with that being done, on the center back area, I will also be coming down from the hip line by 2 inches from the center back. I want to give it the back this nice fitting so that it will look nice on my client. So I'll mark 2 inches downwards. Also, I'll go in by 1 inch on my center back, the above knee area. I'll go in by 1 inch. I'll also mark the same 1 inch on the knee area and also on the hem area. That's the hem line. All these are lines, and I'll connect it straight down. So guys, I've been able to modify my pattern. Now I'll be getting rid of the excess paper round. Here we go guys, I'll proceed with adding my 1.5 inch zip allowance at the center back. So here I'll be making use of extra paper I cut out earlier from my pattern. I'll also be connecting this, I'll also be joining this rather with my paper tape, and I'll mark out my 1.5 inch at the center back area for my zip allowance, and I'll connect this on a straight line guys. So I'll just continue marking my 1.5 inch, guys. And here, guys, I'll be extending my center back neckline to the allowance area. Then I'll cut out all the excess paper. And here I'm stating sew the dart. So here I'll be sewing the dart of the center back. So now our center back is ready. Let's do some little modification on the center front. Here I'll be stating my center front, and I'll be doing modification from the armhole, that's the across chest area. So I will take away my center back and I'll proceed with modifying my center front. So here from the across chest area, I will just connect that line straight down, which already is around the bust area. Then I will extend my dart straight down. That is, guys, I'll be extending the line descending from my hip line straight down using my bust span measurement that is 4 inches. I will use that 4 inches in order to keep the line straight all the way down. So here I will proceed by connecting the straight line from my hip line all the way down. Here I will just be making my dart more visible from the curved line, trying to get my bust line, and also my center front will be different from my center front will be different from my side front. So I'm just drawing this out so you guys can see my dart clearly. I'll be stating ½ inch sewing allowance from around the bust area straight down all the way on ½ inch. So that's where I'll be connecting it. And here I'll just modify my bust line properly by taking it in from the across chest and connecting it straight down to my bust line, and I'll cut out the dart. Here I've cut out my dart, guys. So here I have my center front, my side front, and this is my center back. Guys, you remember I stated there that I'll be sewing my darts, so I'll be sewing the darts so I don't need to cut through. Here guys, I'll be using my pins to secure the paper to the fabric, and I'll be using my scissors to cut the fabric. Let's proceed, guys. And here guys, I'll be coming down by 1 inch. I'll also place my pins where I'll be holding my dart in order to mark the exact points where I'll be stitching my dart area. And now after cutting my lace, I will also take off my pattern paper. I will also be modifying my pattern paper for my lining and also for my interface. And from my center back neck area, I'll be coming down by 9 inches. And from my armhole side, I'll come up by 1 inch and I'll connect from that 1 inch to my 9 inches in a curved manner. Now I'll proceed with marking 1/2 inch sewing allowance all the way down. Also connecting this in a curved manner. And now I'll proceed with cutting off the upper part excess paper. I'll also repeat the same thing I did on the center back. I'll do the same on the center front by coming down from the center front neck area by 3 inches. And then on the armhole area, I'll go up by 1 inch and I'll connect from my 1 inch to the 3 inches. I later added 1 inch on the center front area, making it 4 inches, and now I'll be connecting from my 1 inch to the 4 inches in a curved manner. Now this part of it also depends on what you want. If you want your bust area to be showing, a little cleavage, you could take it a bit down, making it like 5 inches. But for mine, I just want the chest area to show a little bit, so that's why I'm taking it down by 4 inches. I'll also proceed with adding 1/2 inch sewing allowance. After which I'll be cutting off the excess paper on the center front area. At the length area here, I'll be taking off the 2 inches I added earlier. I'll be taking it off because I want my lining 2 inches shorter than that of my lace. also do the same on the center back. So for the center front, your fabric will be on fold. The side front, your fabric will also be on fold, but that of the center front, you won't cut it. And here is my center back. The fabric is on fold. Everything is on fold, then you cut. And here guys, I will place my lace on top of my interface, and I will secure this with pins straight down, and I will stitch it. I'll place my sewing machine on 5. You know, when you have your sewing machine, you have where you place it on 5, which is the biggest stitch, and I'll be sewing it on the biggest stitch in order to secure my lace fabric to the doll face. I will do this for every of the pieces I have cut out earlier before I stitch them. Here guys, this is what it looks like after I've secured them all together. Here you will see my stitch at the back securing my lace fabric to my interface. And here around the center front, I also left my 1/2 inch open because that place will be open. I left that my 1/2 inch area open where I'll be securing my lining to it. So in order to stitch my side front to my center front, I'll be placing my side front like so, and I'll stitch it all the way down. So basically I have to pin this down. I will secure the edge of the side front towards the edge of the center front, and I will secure it with pins. Here we go. This is what it looks like. You can see I've secured the side front to the center front, both sides. So I'll proceed with stitching this from the top all the way down. Remember guys, we'll be stitching on 1/2 inch all the way down. So guys, this is my center back. You can see my dart area is looking neat. I stitched the dart alongside with the lace. Here is where my 1/2 inch I'll be sewing my lining. You can see guys, I secured my interface to my lace fabric before sewing my dart, and you can see everything is looking neat. This is what it looks like on the outside. I'll also use that area, the upper part, to secure my lining to the center back. So I'll place my center back on my center front like so. This here is the area for my zip. I'll proceed with stitching the center back up to where I'll connect my zip. So guys, this is what it looks like after stitching the sides. As you can see guys, I did not connect my shoulder area, so here I'll just open it up and I'll place my lining to this fabric, good side to good side, and I will secure this round with pins and I'll stitch it on 1/2 inch. So guys, here this is what it looks like. I know it's not easy, but here I'll be stitching my 1/2 inch all the way around, 1/2 inch around my center back area, but I will not stitch the armhole area guys. So I'll be stitching that area with the sleeve. Here I'll be securing my zip on 1.5 inch all the way down. Here we go guys. Here I'll just be cutting the sleeve in order to stitch it to the dress. And here guys is what the finished work looks like. So I biased the neck area and the inside is looking neat. This is the inside of the dress. The lining area and the interface is looking superb, you know guys. I know it's beautiful. And here is the finished product guys. I attached my sleeve. This dress here is a beautiful dress. You can wear it to work, you can wear it to church, you can just feel free in this dress. So guys, if you're new to this channel and you like what we do on this channel, please like, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thank you guys. This brings us to the end of this tutorial, guys. See you soon. Thank you so much. Bye bye.